So welcome, Belinda Jackson from You Are What You Sleep. We're so excited to have you here.
So excited to be here, Victoria Rivera. Thank you so much for including me in this Employee Wellness Day.
Yes, I'm so excited for it. So I have to tell you that probably the top two things that people ask me about with employee wellness, one is stress, and the second one is sleep. How do I get better at sleep? How do I function if I don't get a good night's sleep? So I wanted to take this time to talk to you about sleep and its connection with employee wellness. So what would you say for you is important about sleep and employee wellness?
So I say that sleep is the foundation of good health. So sleep impacts your digestion, your thought processes, your fitness, your relationships. It impacts every part of your life. And as a result, has a big impact on your performance at work and feeling well at work. So if you're not well slept, you will feel more stressed. So if you do have stress at work, the best way to deal with stress is by improving your sleep quality and quantity. That's one thing. And then just your everyday performance. If you go into work and you haven't slept well, you will not think as quickly, you will not think as clearly, you will find that difficult conversations are more challenging.
Mm-hmm.
You will find, sorry?
I was just gonna say you'll eat like more sugary, carby foods, which make you
Absolutely.
more tired.
Absolutely, absolutely. The moment that you poorly rested, you straight away go for those sugary, carb-heavy foods
Mhm.
because your brain actually doesn't store a lot of fat and energy, so it chews things up. So when you're exhausted, that's why you're craving, a Milky Way or
Right.
yeah, whatever that is, some kind of a snack. So, in fact, one of the best ways to lose weight is to increase the amount that you sleep.
Oh, interesting. So then what would you say are barriers to increasing the amount of sleep or getting good quality sleep for people?
So, barriers are one, being overly stressed and not calming yourself down before work. So, a bit before you go to bed. So, if you're sitting down and thinking, oh, I'll just tap out this email because I need to get this done at 10 o'clock at night and then getting straight into bed, you've got a mindset which is around work, 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 and you're not actually going to settle down. So, and I know that you actually work on some of those meditations to help people actually calm themselves down and get into the right mindset. So working too late at night, that's not healthy around getting good quality and quantity sleep. Some of the other things are actually being on our electronics. And, there are lots of people who sleep with their phone in bed. Not the smartest thing, but sometimes people can't avoid that. I would be saying if you have to have your phone near you or your iPad near you in bed, there's a couple of pieces of advice that I can provide. One is make sure your notifications are all off and that you're on sleep mode from whatever your sleep period is allocated at. And the other tip that I have is turn your screen to red at night so that
Oh,
you're not blue light. And that's an easy adaptation on the iPhone and the iPad. You just do what's called a triple click. So you put your settings, do a triple click, and it gets a red light, which isn't anywhere near as bad as looking at a blue light.
so at settings, there's a space for blue light. There's a place to go for blue light to change the screen to blue light.
Yes, so you go to settings and then I think it's color. I can
Okay.
give
Okay.
or if you just Google how do I change my screen to red.
Right.
Yeah. But so that's one of the important things. And so with regard to light, if you're watching television at night or watching YouTube on your computer or whatever, things like even just just reducing the amount of light that you have in your apartment or your house.
Mhm.
So starting to use light dimmers so that you're not actually having that bright light on your retina is quite a powerful thing to do.
Mhm.
Some of the other things, don't eat too late. Try, make sure you're not eating or even exercising an hour before you go to bed.
Oh, okay.
Because that will heat you up, and it takes a while for you to calm down and cool down before you go to bed. So that there are a couple. The other really key thing is try to have consistent sleep and wake times,
Okay.
because we are not inherently shift workers. We are not meant to be shift workers. Now, some of us are working shifts. So if you are working shifts, then you need to try and get as much sleep consistency as possible and work out some tools there. I'm thinking about the average person who's perhaps working, from 10 till 6 or 9 till 5. Hopefully they're sleeping, from 10 till 10 at night until 6 or 7 in the morning. And
Okay.
so, but try and be possible. And one of the things that I've sort of alluded to here is not getting too hot. So not eating too much before you go to bed, and not exercising too close to going to bed, because that heats up your inner core. One of the things about going to sleep is dropping your core temperature. That's absolutely critical. So some tips are: have a warm shower or a warm bath. That will be before you go to bed. That will do two things. One is it relaxes you, and two is it will warm up your extremities, which enables your core to actually drop in temperature. And so then that leads me on to what we are all about, which is providing good quality materials for people to sleep in,
Mhm.
which is we use temperature controlling wool and products, because wool is temperature controlling. It warms up your extremities, so it enables your inner core to drop and get you at the right temperature to go to sleep. And this is incredibly powerful for couples. My husband and I found it really powerful when we got moved from a down comforter to a woolen comforter,
Mhm.
because I used to always be cold getting into bed, and I'd snuggle up to him, and then he'd roll over. And so it was forever this sort of argument around what was the temperature of the bed,
Mhm.
whereas we sleep at different temperatures. But having the wool, we now sleep at the right temperature for both of us, because wool is naturally temperature regulating. All about natural products. And, some of the other benefits about wool is that wool is hypoallergenic, and it's also antibacterial.
Oh.
So things like down or down alternatives, they actually attract dust mites, bed bugs, love
Mhm.
those products. They will overheat you, number one. So you'll often, women will say to me, "Oh gosh, I get into bed with my comforter, and I'm fine for 2 hours, and then I wake up and I'm overheated, and I'm throwing the down comforter on and off." And I had this experience myself, and that was why we moved to wool. So it's much better for you. Some of the other things, and I've got one of our pillows right here,
Mhm.
is uh, down and down alternative pillows. They attract dust mites. Dust mites are a precursor to getting asthma, or they'll irritate asthma.
Oh, interesting.
And that's where a natural product like wool can actually be much healthier to be sleeping on. And again, temperature regulating. I always found a down pillow was never provided enough support on my neck, as well as I'm a side sleeper, so my face would actually wake up burning because it was too hot. Whereas the wool, it's supportive, so I sleep on top of it, and it's temperature regulating, so I never overheat on it.
Mhm.
Our pillows are also height adjustable, so
Oh,
they really suit your neck. If you're a front sleeper, side sleeper, back sleeper, you can actually move the wool around to actually make it appropriate, versus sort of a foam pillow or something that's static.
Ah,
There you go. Well, I did want to talk about when I travel, I will frequently end up in a nice hotel that's got sort of a lovely, memory foam mattress.
yeah.
Talking about labels too much, but memory foam mattress. And the thing about foam mattresses is they actually attract heat out of your body and then they radiate it back to you. And when I'm in a hotel, I end up waking up generally on the hour, overheated, finding another cool spot. And there have been various occasions when I'm just exhausted and I will end up getting the comforter and rolling myself in the comforter and moving to the floor so that I can get it. It's just because that's so challenging. Now, I understand that some of those memory foam mattresses are really good from a posture perspective if
Right.
you've got a back or something. But that's where our mattress topper is so powerful because it's like an insulating layer. So lots of clients will have those memory foam mattresses that heats them up, but then they put the woolen insulating layer over it, a sheet, and that improves their sleep significantly.
Okay.
So we recommend that people sleep in between two layers of wool. And so we have a woolen mattress topper, and then you put a sheet on top of it. And then we have our woolen comforter. And can I show you our woolen mattress topper?
Yes, I would love to see it.
So I've got one just here that I'm sitting on our bed here. So you'll see this is this thick plush layer of
Oh,
wool.
wow. Yeah.
Deep, and it's beautiful wool. It's gorgeous, gorgeous deep mattress cover with an extra elastic on it to keep it in place. You put a sheet on